man, I got some bad news. If you own a tool right now, you are safe. If you are my client, you are also safe. But for those of you who are in the market to purchase a tool, okay, you are at risk of having your tool locked. All right, I'm going to share with you something I just received in my inbox on my YouTube page, and take a look. Let's move me over. All right, so this is what happened. I got an email from I think he's a subscriber. Hello, I bought a IM608. I registered it, and on the screen it says the device is locked. It only arrived 3 days ago, and I contacted the distributor and they did not solve the problem. All right. You know what? Back in the day, a lot of dealers used to say this as a fear tactic to kind of force people to buy, but I'm going to explain this reality on why my scanner is locked. All right. For those of you who don't know, my name is Curt. I'm an independent Autel diagnostic consultant, and to answer that question, there's two reasons. One, you purchased from an overseas supplier, all right? Or two, you purchased a used unit that was reported stolen, all right? Chances are it's number one, and here's why. Autel has, let's say, authorized distributors, all right? Some are offline, some are online. Now, what's been happening, especially I think in the European side, is I think some of the online sellers are selling into regions and it's affecting the local vendors' sales. All right, I think it has to deal with that. And this is a problem because, I mean, obviously, you know, they're not making enough profit, and, you know, that's what it's all about at the end of the day. So what Autel's doing now is they are putting a restriction mechanism, and this is how it works. So when you get your tool, Autel servers will determine if the tablet is authorized to be sold in that region by comparing the tablet's serial number to the tablet's, let's say, the seller's contracted region by connecting the IP address. So let's just look at this, for example. This is a Latin American version, all right? It has English and Spanish on it. And let's say the IP is for somebody who bought it online and they live in India. What's going to happen is, if the tablet is deemed unauthorized for that region, a display will appear and the user will state that the tool is not registered. Okay, so the days are gone now where you can just, you know, buy from China and, you know, just like, oh yeah, I got a good deal. Those days are over, you know. So here are the restricted products, and I'm gonna let you know when this took effect. Okay, so on July 1st, anything after July 1st, all these tools will have this IP restriction. All right, so for those of you who have a tool right now, okay, you're fine. If you bought your tool, you know, before July 1st, you're fine. But if you're in the market, all these tools are having an effect. The DS808, the 808BT, the MS906, the 906TS, the 906BT, MS906CV, the 908CV, the MS908S, MS908SP, the MaxiCheck MX808, the Elite, the 808TS, IM508, IM608, MK808, 808TS, MK808BT, the MK908P and the MS908P, and the MS908 and MK908 and the TS608. Okay, so basically all the tools, guys, pretty much all the tools except for those little cheap stage 1 tools. All right, now this is how the distribution is going to work, and this is where you need to make sure whatever region you're buying from is allocated to you, you know. So there's let's say there's 6 areas of zones. that the tools will be associated with that seller. So there's the Asia Pacific zone, then there's the IME, Africa, Middle East, India, and then there's China, okay, and then we got Europe, then we have North and South America, okay. So here are some things you need to look out for when you're buying, okay. This is just a general technique that I'm giving to you. I don't know. This will just help reduce your pain that you're gonna go through. Okay. Now, this is what I have observed. Typically, when people are searching for the lowest price, especially online, it's a higher risk involved. You know, you risk buying the wrong tool. There's a lot of risks involved, and that translates into paying more. All right, and some people, we don't think about that. We don't think about that. So here are some strategies that you guys can use. All right. First step, you need to document your rules and your requirements. So this basically means what's important to you to make a deal with that vendor. Okay. Some people just want to get the tool and they want the lowest price. All right. Other people are looking more, longer term, and they want to see how they can implement the lowest cost on their tool. All right. These are questions you can ask. Another important question that you need to ask is the origin of the tool. You need to find out, hey guys, I live in XYZ. If I buy the tool from you, will it work here? All right. Some vendors, they're not honest, and especially if you deal with like eBay or Alibaba or something like that. I've heard some horror stories. So if you want to take that risk, you can do that. The other question, you need to ask them, of course, what special functions they have on this tool. Like if you needed to do XYZ on a vehicle, you need to have all these questions lined up. And then lastly, level of support. So in my videos, I told you there's 3 stages of support. There's like no support, there's general support, and there's specialized support. Okay. Maybe you as a technician have a bunch of tools and you don't need a high level of support, so that's not important to you. Other people, maybe you want to really optimize the usage of the tool, so maybe you require supports, like one-on-one mentorship. So you need to think about these things, all right? And you need to make this list long as possible, all right? And I'll tell you why. The next phase is gathering information, all right? So this is a very important stage, because no matter how smart you are, if you get the wrong information, that's what you're going to get out. What you get in is what you get out. So let me give you an example. Self-diagnosis. You guys ever get these clients who buy their own parts? They, have a guy that will do the key coding on the car instead of you doing, or the programming, and they're trying to fix the car even though they hired you to do it. Okay? Those guys never work. Those guys probably end up spending more money. And this is what happens to people who self-diagnose themselves, all right? If you don't have a lot of time to know what's going on, like you're working on cars, you're not doing what I'm doing, consulting and selling the tools. So like while you're working on the cars, right now Autel has like over 47 products out, all right? How are you gonna find out which one's right for you? You know what I mean? So this typically ends up, for the consumer, a very high risk, okay? I don't recommend doing that. Then the next stage is free information. So free information is, I guess, watching YouTube, or maybe calling a local supplier. The problem with free information is it's not catered to you, and sometimes the information is outdated. So I'll give you a clear example. There's a video that I did that was talking about how vendors are saying that their tool will get blocked. Okay, I said this a couple years ago. That's not relevant anymore. So if you would have saw that video, you would have got the wrong information. Or another thing is, let's say you're gonna get into programming. You see a video where a guy says he recommends Windows 7, but that was like several years ago. Then you buy Windows 7 and then nothing's working. So, all right, so free information, you reduce your chances of being screwed over, but you still have a high risk of being misinformed. All right. And then lastly, there's premium consultation, which is a service that I offer. Okay, it is paid. It is paid. I can't give you all the goodies for free, but what I can guarantee you is I'll identify the pain points of what you're facing, give you a solution of what tool and a strategy on whatever the pain points or the problems that you want to solve. Now, with that information, you could take it, but if you really want to benefit from it, I can send you the tool and then I can implement that strategy. Okay? So either way, you're going to benefit from it. And that'd be the let's say the absolute certain way to get the information you need to make an educated decision. Now, once you have that list and you got your information, now it's the purchasing stage. What I want you to do, take your list, okay, compile that list, and then you're going to start interviewing the person that you're going to buy it from, the business you're going to buy it from. Ask them these questions. If they check all those boxes and you have a good gut feeling, that's a good match. Okay, and you asked enough questions, good questions, that will ensure that you're getting the right tool, and then also that you'll have a tool that won't get locked. Okay, you can do this online. You can do this online. If you really want to get like a good price and stuff, do the same thing online. Now, if they're missing those, okay, you guys don't have to buy from them. I wouldn't recommend it, because if they're not meeting your match, how do you think it's going to be like after you get the tool? It's not going to get any better. It's not going to get any better. Okay, so that list is vital, guys. That list, you need to ask the right questions and stuff. All right. So to wrap all this up, this is what I want you to remember. Okay, if you purchase a tool and it's locked, all right, call your supplier immediately and see if they can resolve the issue. All right, I don't know their return policy. Hopefully, if they're trustworthy, maybe they can refund you your money, or maybe you can pay a fee to maybe get it unblocked. But I wouldn't even do that, because then you're still going to have no support. The person locally is not going to take care of you. And that brings me to my next tip. Whoever you purchase from is responsible for you. All right. You can't do this for all products, but like if it's an expensive product, I typically like to be at a level with the seller where I feel comfortable if I invite him to my house, or if there's a rapport, there's trust in there. Okay, you can't really build that online. All right, especially if you're just doing a one-time transaction. And if you have no intentions of calling them. All right, that's just me. You can't apply that for everything, but that's just how I would go about buying this tool. And then lastly, follow the purchasing guidelines to reduce the risk of having a costly experience. All right, a lot of people don't do this, and I guarantee you it's going to dramatically reduce your cost, because I basically do this to my clients, but I ask them some really good questions, and then I devise that strategy, and then if they buy it, then I implement it. All right, so this will help you. And then if nothing else works, okay, if you still have a bad gut feeling about none of them meeting your checklist, give me a call, because I think would be a good match. All right, you probably have some values that are looking beyond than just getting the tool. Okay, and lastly, I just want to give my thoughts on the whole situation. So what I realize is every day I get a lot of people who let's say they don't see the value that I'm rendering. Okay, I'm not worried about it, and I feel with some of these other vendors, what they're doing is they wanted this clause to take in place because they're losing a lot of business. The way I see it is, I don't think they're providing enough value. Okay, if the consumer is able to see the value that you're giving them, they'll pay for it. They'll pay for it. All right. But if you're not giving them value and you kind of want to force people to buy from them, like I kind of have a problem with that, But at the end of the day, guys, it's money. That's how business is, and what can we do? But with that, guys, I just wanted to let you know. tomorrow I'll have a better, more positive video. But do me a favor for our Autel community, like the page. We got to get this video ranked so people will be educated, and it's not gonna be good. You're gonna see a lot of people complaining. That I can guarantee you. Okay. So with that, guys, you have a good one, and I will talk to you later. Take care. Bye.